This is Daniel once again.
Hello.
And we're at Rockbottom. I'm just going to pan round the room we're in so we can see the circumstances. Got two Mackie speakers there. And I've got a Rode mic on top of the camera, which is going to be pointing towards those speakers, even though the camera's not. There are the mics, which we'll talk about in a minute. And there's the powered mixer. So this is the room we're in, which is quite small. It's all padded, as you can tell. Maybe tell us a bit about what your plan is. And
Yeah, sure. So I saw on eBay there was one of these mics, Beyerdynamic V90r.
that's it.
Yeah, it was going on eBay, but there's no way of testing it because it's discontinued. So I got in contact with Anton once more, and Anton was very kind and said, yeah, that we could meet up. And I said I'd bring my own mic, which is the, oh my gosh, names. I'm so tired today. DPA 4018V, so it's the non-linear one. And then just in this room, then we had the Lewitt MTP 250. And I also asked Anton if he could bring his KMS 104 Plus. So,
What's reasoning behind? You've got the DPA, which is some people would consider to be quite a
high end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
just to see, really.
Performing, like singing and.
Why were you interested in the ribbon in particular?
I don't mind specifically that it's a ribbon. It's just that I really, when I listen to your review, I really, really like the sound. Ribbon is much smoother, and I do find that my 4018V is so revealing sometimes. Especially, I remember I was singing at a wedding, and I had a cold, my voice was not great, and so I had some anxiety because it's so, it reveals so much.
What are you doing?
Okay, so now I'm on the Beyerdynamic V90r, and yeah, I mean, noticing, as you said, this smoothness at the top. I wonder if it's even possible to get it to sound sharp. And like, I did a song, I did the One and Only the other day. I performed that. I'm just thinking about how that would sound. I am the one and only, nobody I'd rather be. I am the one and... Yeah, it's like the highs are just so smooth.
Yeah.
Super, super, super smooth.
One thing you noticed there, of course, is this.
The handling noise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which tends to be, that's why I don't like doing that. Anyway, that's tends to be more of that than too much of the low end. It tends to be that. And I don't know if you notice, it's got some of that sound in the mic itself, it seems to me.
Interesting.
Seems to me anyway.
So somehow like the way the sound is generated is...
Well, I suppose, I don't know, this
from
is my sort of, I make this up, but it seems to me to be logical that if you're putting sound waves and vibration through this, that you're going to get, certainly the breath is going to get a little bit of that quality, and some of that vibration might be.
Certainly the breath. Yeah, it's really there. That's
Well, I
like
don't know.
part of the... I think so, that...
So, something about it I've noticed on several microphones.
I got.
Which wouldn't be surprising, would it? That the resonant frequency or the frequencies of the body and the grill and stuff are going to just a little bit.
Yeah, need to be careful with plosives. I'd sing like this, but if I'm sing Peter Piper picked a peck, it's like, yeah. So now we're on to the 4018V, and this is my microphone, DPA. I notice immediately a brighter sound. That was my impression. Can we
do both?
Yeah. So this is the...
So for me, immediately, as you said, there seemed to be more of it than on this one.
I see, but it's almost... This is what I was noticing, and maybe it's that ribbon factor, that it's like darker and it's got that really smooth high end. It's darker. There's like this, it feels much darker to me, but it does have this smoothness at the top, which was one of the reasons why I wanted to test it, because of that. So, but this is the 4018.
Ribbons off.
Yeah, sure. So this is the 4018V. This is my mic, and
Yeah, it's a nice mic.
it is, and it's a bloody nice mic. So yeah, just think. So if I sing, I am the one and only. For me, it sounds much. It's like unveiled.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I would say, do that. Just to do that again. I'm just going to check the levels because it'd be disastrous to get to the end and find that
it's clipped.
I've made a mistake. I don't think it will be. Do that again. Yeah, that's loud.
I am the one and only.
Okay, I'm going to turn that down a bit. I think
Okay.
we were all right, but it's best to be under rather than over because you can always boost it.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing I think, obviously, listening through headphones and more and more high quality, this is okay, these Yamahas.
Yeah.
No, these are Mackie speakers in here with a Yamaha mixer. And obviously, it's not going to be hi-fi. But the Ribbon has got a bit of character, I find. It's got a hint of the old school radio. You're right, and the Ribbons generally certainly wouldn't go as high as that.
Yeah.
But they tend to be sweet in what high
Yeah.
frequencies they do have. I do find myself with the Ribbon that I get a little, it's good fun, and it's initially kind of like that. I do find I get a little bit tired of hearing that sort of thing the whole time sometimes. I don't know, I just mentioned that.
I wonder if could we just try the Ribbon again?
Yep.
If it's some if yeah, back on the Beyer, like if it's something more like for a jazz song.
Can
or
you
something.
hear that kind of
yeah.
part of your voice? It loves that.
Il me prend dans ses bras, il me parle. It sounds so delicate. There's like
It
this
does.
delicacy. Yeah, which I almost think I don't know whether I'd want to use it on other songs. Apart from, something more like jazzy or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And very much that.
Yeah, the breath.
That
the
area,
breath.
yeah, which isn't that high. It's quite high, but it isn't like the very, very top frequencies.
I mean, even as I can hear like that. It's if I come. Are we no? Like if I do the same. I think that there's more. It's strange because this one is kind of is darker.
Both of them are on now.
Yeah, both of them are on.
Is it? Just try my voice if you don't mind.
Yeah,
Is it that it's
100%.
darker, or do you think it's because this has the bass truncated quite a bit? I've got the linear version, and I think the only difference really is the top end hasn't got the linear
Yeah.
version hasn't got the heightened.
But does that mean that the bass is truncated?
Well, I hoped that linear meant like that right
Yeah.
way through, but on mine the bass is most certainly
Okay.
cut off.
Okay.
So that's why I was really disappointed with it. I thought that linear, I thought you meant like that, but it seems to only apply, meaning they haven't given the boost. Anyway, it might be that this can you hear it hasn't got quite the weight.
Again.
This has got a bit more down there, so
Yeah, it does.
a bit more down there, a bit more down there. Shame about the ring in the room, but hey, a bit less down there. Can you hear it? It's not so generous. So it might be that.
A bit more down. I mean, my voice isn't as deep as yours.
No, but even so,
a bit more down there.
Even with females.
A bit more down there. Oh yeah, wow. A bit more down there. A bit more down there. Yeah.
It's not as willing down there, or is that one's a bit more generous?
Yeah.
So I don't know. So it could be
Interesting.
that. Rather, because I doubt these speakers, or my ears, well, who knows? I doubt these speakers would really reveal too much. That one drops off at about 16k, I think. This goes to 20k.
That makes sense.
There's 20k, but can these speakers reproduce much difference between 16 and 20k? Who knows? Anyway.
Yeah. So onto the Lewitt now. You see, I think it's quite a pleasing. Oh,
Yep.
geez, that's a pop. Quite a pleasing sound. Very really quite bright and really
Yeah.
lifts up that the high end of the voice. I rather like it.
Yeah, it's good.
And it doesn't sound quite as, I don't know, flat as the SM58, I find.
Mm-hmm.
I can find that sounds very two-dimensional. And there's quite a bit of handling noise on this. I am the one and only. I mean, it's a nice mic. I don't know how much this is. 800 quid or something?
800, you say?
No, 100.
Oh, I'm not sure. I reviewed it, I think. Is that a 350?
No, it's a 250.
Oh, I don't know then. Yeah, they probably use the cheaper ones in here.
Yeah.
Because they get knocked about. I don't
It's
know.
really not expensive. And
No, it's not.
I think it's nice
Yeah.
sound for it, yeah.
Can I can hear that? When you said for it, yeah.
For it. Yeah.
Can you hear that side? That side push at the top there. Yeah.
For it.
Can you hear that on those upper frequencies?
On the very high ones?
Well, as you do that creak.
Yeah.
There, kind of that bit kind of comes through to my mind.
Yeah.
So, well, whatever.
To the KMS, yeah, that's better. Yeah. So I also wanted to try this mic. I've wanted to try it for a long time. I like the 105, but this sounds a bit more open. And to me, I mean, the cardioid polar pattern, that's, from my memory, it's hard to say because I haven't had them both next to each other. But I really like this.
Yeah.
I find it quite sweet at the top.
Yes, I think so.
And it does have the low end as well.
Yeah.
And so if can I go from this to the de facto 4018V?
Yep. De facto.
So on the de facto, it's funny though because the de facto sounds almost more. It's got a bit more of a, I don't know, almost like more of a push in the low end.
You think so?
Well, funnily, if so on the de facto and then back onto the KMS.
Yep.
So back on the KMS.
No, I hear straight away.
Yeah, I think that's a thing that because the 4018V doesn't have that, then it sounds more supported.
Mm.
That's my impression. So
I'll leave them both on.
yeah. So onto the
Both of them
4018V.
are on.
Yeah, the 4018V, and I think because there isn't so much boominess, there unveils that low end a bit more. It sounds a bit more supported. So now onto the KMS 104 Plus. There is more low end.
Mm.
Oh, it's nice like gravitas.
Yeah. Shame about this room being so boomy and
Oh, okay, so you think that this mic is not as boomy as this?
No, I don't think. No, I can hear a boom all the time.
Yeah, me too.
Because we're in a cube, I suppose. Isn't
Okay.
it? Despite all this.
Yeah. I can hear like there's some handling noise in the KMS. It's not crazy. I don't find it distracting.
No.
That's the thing. Whereas I don't know if the de facto's still on.
Something is, yes.
De facto, yeah, de facto's still on. I mean, the de facto, the 4018V. There's nearly no handling noise.
Of course, because it
barely hear it.
doesn't pick up the bass so much, so that's going to be a consideration.
Oh, interesting.
So if I do this on the Neumann, I'm going to roll the bass off a bit.
Yeah. So this is on the Neumann. Oh yeah. Okay. So bass rolled off.
Put the bass back
Put the bass back.
so you can hear. Yeah.
A little bit more, yeah. But then it's really not distracting. And if you
No.
think about like in a live setting.
Well, don't fiddle with it.
Yeah, as well. But in a live setting, I just think there's so much more going on and so much more engaging stuff
Yeah.
that little bit. And if I sing a little through it, I do think Peter Piper picked a peck. Oh, Peter Piper picked a peck. Oh, okay, quite good at plosive rejection. Peter Piper, yeah. I am the one and only. Nice sound.
Mm-hmm.
Smooth.
Yeah, it is.
Smooth.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't have maybe I should have, I was embarrassed to ask you to bring more mics like the 105 as well. But I think from my memory, this sounds more open.
Yeah.
What's your?
105 for me has got a little bit too much of that sort of, I call it mascara.
Yeah.
That has less.
Do you think?
And that's, less of a, it's really quite girly.
Okay.
If I can say that these days, I don't know if you can. The 105. Though it can suit guys as well. But it's something pretty about the top, and it's a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we start to compare it to that, maybe we'll do that. But that certainly got more low end.
Yeah.
Also, that's got foam under
Okay.
there, whereas the 105 doesn't.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of foam.
No.
You've got to have, this doesn't have foam either.
The thing is that this one does have foam, but I don't know if you've looked inside. It's not the regular foam.
No. You've got to
It's-
have something.
Yeah.
People are doing their best as far as I can.
So now we're just doing a little test, just general speaking test to see how it sounds. You wanted like S's and F's.
Just
so
what you said will do. Same
yeah,
thing as well.
same thing. So now we're doing a little speaking test and just checking S's and F's and that
Yep.
kind of thing. So interesting. And now we're doing a little speaking test, just checking
Sound different.
S's and F's and everything.
Uh-huh.
And finally on the Beyer, wow, now we're
Yeah.
doing a little speaking test, checking all the S's and F's and everything.
So could you
It's-
hear that straight as you went through?
Yeah,
They all-
wow.
They all sound...
And this sounds so much more vintage. That's
Yeah,
the
man,
only
vintage.
yeah, man.
Yes.
That's the only way I can describe it. Vintage.
It's very nice. I don't know
Yeah.
why they stopped it.
No, neither do I.
Not enough people are buying it, I guess. I've got a few M500s, which are
Yeah.
the original version.
Yeah.
Because that's a remake of really of the M500.
Okay.
And I've got a few of those.
I know you did like a video of 3 or something.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, compared.
And they lasted quite some time. I've got videos of the Eagles using them and various people, but Al Jarreau I've seen. I thought, oh, that's an M500. So they did all right. And then I don't know why they stopped.
But funnily for me, you see, I think that to me it sounds like there's the darkness and there's the brightness,
Yeah.
but not much in between.
Possibly.
Like if we go on to the 4018V,
Mhm.
now we're on the 4018V, I suppose there's just more mid-range.
Yeah, I hear a little
Some-
bit, compared to that, it sounds
Yeah.
a little bit like that to me.
Yeah, a little bit more of a mid-range push. But even still, that's like, I don't know, if we think about the spectrum, that's more information in the middle rather than just the dark
Yeah.
and the bright.
Yeah.
So then if we go on to the 104, which is number 4,
Mhm.
for me,
They're both on.
could you turn the 4018V off?
Yep.
So for me, yeah, KMS 104 Plus, it's got more of a balance. It still feels like there's something scooped out. That's what it sounds like to me. I'm trying to work out where
Well,
it is.
sometimes that can do. The thing with the Beyer M88 is on the M700. My God, if I look at the M700, which I like, it's got both the M88 and the M700. Beyer from that area have got this Hostafan diaphragm, so it's light, and they're better mics used. I don't know if it's expensive or what. I can't imagine it is. I mean, it's a tiny thing. And it's plastic.
Okay.
How expensive can it be? But anyway, on the better mics, they're better ones. They use this Hostafan diaphragm. They make a point of it early on in '62 that they mentioned that. So the M88's got this bass rise, and it's got a treble rise, as most of them do have. But it's quite gentle, the bass rise. It's quite treble rise. And it's quite flat, so not much pointing through. Just
Yeah.
a general. The M700, when you look at the graph, the bass does that with proximity, and the treble does that. So what I realised is then actually you have to use them as an instrument if you can, if you've got the space to turn it up. So if I start to bring it closer, now we can hear that bass comes in, and that can leave.
Flipping, maybe.
I think it'll be all right. Oh,
Yeah.
have a look on the. Can you see on the bottom left-hand corner? There's
Yeah.
meters. As long as I don't touch the central.
we're good.
So what that means is that if I do this, now I'm a bit mid-sunk because you're starting to hear that on the top, and you've still got that. So we've got that going on in terms of the graph.
Yeah.
As I take it further away, the top doesn't change much, but the bottom bass boost isn't there so much, so it leaves it more revealed
Yeah.
in the mid-range.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the mid-range. Something about that room. Can you hear that mid-range? That's the room.
I can, yeah, I suppose I don't have enough experience with runes to know. I can hear the resonance.
Yeah, hanging out, overhang. Yeah, so there, if I do that, I mean, it's difficult because you can hear my voice acoustically, but listening through there, you might think, well, that's a bit more natural. It's a bit more natural there. It's a bit more natural. If I bring it closer, now you start to hear that coming in, which means the mid-range is now apparently sunken in the whole balance of everything.
Yeah.
So often what I say to students a lot when they're, because they're used to holding their mics, I don't want to adjust it, but they're used to holding their mics right up here, which sometimes you need to do because that blocks the other instruments by your body.
Interesting.
It means you get more signal in, as you said, you were thinking there of turning it down.
Yeah.
So what it means is you get more drive before the feedback,
Yeah.
because I've got it closer to my mouth, as you noticed there. So you get more level, so you don't have to turn the mic up so high, because they're always fighting feedback. Your body blocks the other instruments because it's right up here, so that means they're not going into the mic. So when you turn it up, you're not turning everybody up with it, whereas if I have it like this, old school, obviously the drums and everything else are probably coming in there. So when you try and turn the voice up, it's not going to happen.
And isn't that basically the reason why the low end is rolled off on a lot of mics?
Well, yeah, because if you do that,
Yeah, because
they're all going to be far too much.
yeah,
Yeah, so that's why I call
to accommodate
these,
for the proximity.
For me, I don't do those kinds of gigs. If you're doing that really loud, you've got no choice, really. But I don't do that. And I know you look at some of the old school ones, look at Frank Sinatra,
Yeah.
Shirley Bassey and all those old school, and their microphones are there.
I don't enjoy like eating the mic or doing
Well-
close miking. I feel much more comfortable. Like,
Yeah, what I say to students, is I can hear too much mic. Because of all that stuff, I can hear the mic. And then even if you EQ it out, somehow it's unnatural because I'm not going to do it, but like you've got this going on the whole time. It's like I'm right in your ear, because that's an ear.
Yeah.
And you've got the sound of a mouth and a voice right there being amplified out of big speakers. So it just sounds like,
Yeah.
get away.
Not so nice.
It's unnatural, yeah.
I
But
won-
anyway.
I wonder if we can. Does it need? No, it's okay actually. A little. Should we turn it down a little bit?
Can do if you like. All of them or just that one?
Just this one. This is number 4, I think.
It's down,
This
it's
is
tiny.
number 4. Yeah. Oh, a little bit. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, look, it's a nice mic.
Yeah.
Also makes me wonder, just because there is that boominess. I wonder whether the 104 would suit me better, personally. Whether that.
As far as I understand it, they're meant to be the same. Just
Because the
this
plus
goes-
is the linear.
Well, Plus has got more bass, which I imagine is to do with the electronics. I'm guessing, it's my guess,
Yeah.
is that the 104 and 104 Plus are the same capsule, same design, same everything, except obviously condenser mics have a circuitry in there,
Yeah.
and they can mess around with the frequency response in the
Okay.
circuitry.
I thought the
So like, that's why the DPA's got the bass cut, it'll be in the circuitry, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It won't be the diaphragm itself.
Interesting.
They've shaped it that way. And in the linear, they've shaped it that way because once you've got it's got an amplifier in there, of course. Once you've got an amplifier in there, you can very easily tweak the frequency.
Cool. I
So I imagine
I
that's the
know very
difference.
little about this.
I imagine that's the difference between the Plus and the 104. It's just
Yeah.
they've tweaked the frequency.
I mean, for me, my favourites were definitely. I mean, I thought the Lewitt was fantastic given the price. I was surprised. I think I don't enjoy the V90 as much as I thought I would, simply because of that. It just sounds to me like, yeah, just so much like of the low end and the high end, but not that much in between.
Yeah, possibly.
So on the V90R, oh bloody hell, it's nice though.
Yeah, well, it's old school radio, isn't it? You say it's nice though. There's a
It's
slightly
nice,
chesty
though.
sort of-
Yeah.
It is nice.
It is nice.
But whether you want it all the time, I wouldn't mind doing an album with it. I don't do albums, but I think I would. Yeah, for the right kind of stuff, Sinatra-y, sort of jazzy.
I
ballads.
did it my way. Interesting.
Yeah, it
I
is.
did it my way.
Do you want to put a track on and try them?
Yeah,
Why
sure.
not?
Can do. The world was on fire and no one could save me but you.
It's very sweet.
It's strange what desire will make foolish people do. And I never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you. And I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. Oh, I'm trying to do this low.
Yeah, just do that.
Fall in love.
You sing the same words.
No, I don't wanna fall in love
So you can really hear that.
with you. What a wicked game you play. You never felt this way. What a wicked thing to do.
You do the same line.
Let me dream of you. I'm gonna do high now for you. to say you never felt this way. What a wicked thing to do, to let me dream of you. And I don't wanna fall in love. Oh, I don't wanna fall in love with you. The world was on fire and no one could save me but you. It's strange what desire will make foolish people do. And I never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you. And I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. Going on this one. No, I don't wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall in love.
Dynamics a bit ragged.
With you, yeah. With you. Maybe I just do it. The world was on fire and no one could save me but you.
Maybe when you write it closer in the context as well.
It's strange what desire will make foolish people do. Nobody loves no one. Nobody loves no one. Nobody loves no one. Nobody loves no one. So smooth, mad. If I had to pick just one. Okay, if I had to pick just one for stage performance, I would not pick this one because of handling noise and plosives. This one, thank you, the 4018V is excellent for handling and plosives and generally a really nice sound. I already really like this. And the MTP 250, look, what the heck? It's really good.
Yeah.
And if I think...
A little bit ragged, but when you're considering...
when you're considering like the 4018V,
500?
800, 4018V, this one, maybe we can look it up,
Yeah.
80, 100, I don't know. So...
That was about 380, I think, or around about 3 when it was...
I think they were selling it for 480. I don't know what you got it for.
I don't think I paid for it.
You don't think? No.
But it was quite pricey.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then the KMS 104 Plus. I really like this sound as well. I would, if I only had one, I think I might go for the KMS.
Oh, I did have that on a
Oh.
bit. Sorry, no
A
mind.
little bit of reverb.
I had it on all the time a bit, but it didn't show.
I think I would go for the KMS because it's slightly smoother than the de facto. And I know on some days, like some days my voice is sounding really good and I want all the detail. And some days, like if I've got a cold and I've still got to perform, or sore throat,
Yeah.
then it's nice for it to be a little smoother. It's very silky.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Very silky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't think I've got anything to add. I'll just put them all on. Just go through them myself.
Sure.
Just
Yeah, please.
Just so people can. KMS 104 Plus. KMS 104 Plus. Lewitt, whatever it is. Lewitt, Lewitt, whatever it is. KMS 104 Plus. Lewitt, whatever it is. De facto. Nothing sticks out with the de facto. De facto. Beyerdynamic Ribbon Mic.
Wow.
Beyerdynamic Ribbon Mic. which I feel I need to get further away from because it does. Oh, the other thing I noticed when I used this on, I shouldn't have done it with the singer on the. I was leading some musical director thing, and I was into all my mics, so I brought them along. And the poor girl shouldn't have done it because she was used to her SM58 beta, and I brought this along, and I noticed. Of course, she's not used to it, and she holds it very close. This one, I noticed the proximity. You don't know if you'll hear it here. Comes on very suddenly. So you're all right there, you're right there, you're right there, you're right there, and then all of a sudden, yeah.
It's like a wall.
You're all right there, you're all right there, you're all right there, and then all of a sudden you've got that.
Yeah.
This one, you're all right there, 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 very gently it comes in.
Yeah.
You're all right there, you're all right there, you're all right there, you're all right there. A little bit sudden, but still much more manageable than that. This one, you're all right there, you're all right there, you're all right there, starting to get a warning, you're all right there, you're all right there, and if you get too close, so that one's quite gentle
It's so
as well.
sweet,
Cool.
though.
About it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let me just...
Oh, good. I want to look up the cost of the Lewitt. Yeah, look, Gear for Music, 79 quid, Music Matter, 69 quid.
What does Rockbottom got it for? Because Rockbottom don't like gear for music.